all my beautiful people. Welcome. You are now with the two best from Detroit. You got young Vinny P, and you got Rush, giving you the best in sports, news, and culture. So gather round, get your lunch, your juice, your drink, and chill with us. Cause y'all here, we the kings. So, welcome to the Triple Crown Podcast.
Yo, welcome to another episode of the Triple Crown Podcast. Of course, your boy Vinny and my main man Rush. How you doing, yo?
I'm doing good, and we joined by a special guest, Lil Hazel. What's up, girl? Hey,
How you doing, Hazel?
Hey.
You
you
good?
know who this is?
Yeah.
Who that?
That I got.
That's Uncle.
Uncle.
Yes.
Hey,
You like Uncle?
Yeah.
yeah.
Uncle give you money?
Yeah.
Where he give you money?
Carolina.
How was school today, Hazel?
Harry.
Hallie?
Yes.
What she do?
She on my shoulder.
She hit your shoulder.
Yeah, he had me on my finger.
She hit you on your finger.
Yes.
Oh no, we can't be having that.
Harry.
What you
Yeah,
do to her?
We gonna have to pull up, Vince.
My banner.
Hey, man. Hey, man, I tell you one time, she told me a story. It was bedtime, probably like 10 o'clock. She was going to sleep. Next thing you know, she was like, Hallie hit me. I'm like, what? What you mean Hallie hit you? Why are you telling me this at nighttime, bro?
Hey man, we gonna have to ride up there like Martin and Will, bro.
Hey, look.
We can't be
Hazel.
having that.
So what you do to Hallie after she hit you on your finger? Here's Hazel. You ready to be a big
Hazel.
sister? You are.
Hey, there you go. How old are you, Hazel?
How old are you, Hazel? You care about the ABCs, right? Y'all see this, right? Hazel, how old are you?
To go.
How old are you?
I can slow.
You're 3.
Just free.
You're 3.
Yes.
You know that.
You go right there.
Huh?
It's just you now. They're going around.
What? Go ahead.
It's your name.
Bye, Hazel.
Say bye, Hazel.
Bye.
Oh, man. Welcome, y'all. Like I said, man, welcome to another episode of the podcast, man. Of course, you know, it got to be a father first over everything.
For sure, for sure.
Y'all hear that? She said she want to talk to Uncle.
Hey, man, I'm proud I get the title, man. Yeah, for sure, man. So since you in parent mode, daddy mode, you know what I'm saying? What's the hardest thing about being a parent, bro?
Hardest thing, man, so far. I mean, I know a few months you asked me that question, and you're looking forward now, especially with another one on the way, man. The hardest thing is finding time, spending time with my own family, bro. Even spending time with my daughter. You know, that might sound weird. You're a father a lot, but still, I got to pay the bills, man. So, like, having that time to spend with Hazel, it's a little challenge because my work schedule goes from either 9 to 6 or 11 to 8:30. So by then, Hazel bedtime or something like that, or she's at daycare too. So right now, I'll probably say that's my hardest thing about, I say, with my family, but just being a father in general is, it's not the hardest thing, but you got to keep finding that motivation. I mean, my motivation is from her, is to get up every day, but you still got to get it, man. Like you got to go get it at some point, you know? So it's just like, finding that extra strength to get up and go fix her some noodles or go get a toy or something like that because she wants something. Because it's like, okay, all right, let's go do it, yeah, come on. But
Yeah,
it's like it's a little things with her, man. It's a little
yeah,
thing.
for
Because
sure.
for the most part, I can leave her by herself. I could really leave her by herself and do what I need to do. But out of nowhere, daddy, Oreo hit my finger. Start crying. Who
Right.
knows? Who knows if Oreo hit the finger or not? So it's like, move Oreo.
So what would you say your daughter right now, which characteristics is she expressing the most? Like is she more like you or is she more like your wife?
I would say, all right. So early stage when it comes to looks, she was just like me. I don't know if people might say she still looks like me. I don't think she does as much. I think she resembles her mom. So the looks, me first, now her mom. But characteristics to Mia, now I'm seeing me coming into the fold. The hard headedness. I was bad as hell as a kid, bro. Like I was a bad kid, man. Also, I don't mind sharing this either. I think I said it last time. I was a crybaby too back when I was a little kid too. So um, I, that's Hazel. She whines about almost anything. She doesn't like going to the potty when she first wakes up. You know what kid does. Um, you heard it early off mic. Mommy said, "Hey, you want to go to take a bath?" I don't want to take a bath. Those little things, not eating her food, being a picky eater. I'm seeing myself coming to the fold, man. It's kind of just like,
Mm, got them chromosomes in there, bro.
yeah, man. And who knows how this boy is gonna be? I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not. Oh my gosh, man. I'm
So
happy for a
like
boy.
how much of a picky eater is she? Is she like the typical kid, like all I want is fries and chicken nuggets, or is she like she'll do fruit here and there, or like what are some things that you do to try to get her to test out new foods?
Test out new foods. All right, so look, I knew this from an early stage from Hazel. She likes to eat from her mother's plate. So if her mom got something good or whatever, to me, something, Hazel gonna want some. So that's how we try new foods with Hazel. But from that, it's kind of like, yeah, once she got her food in front of you, if you give her new food in front of her, she looks at it, picks it up. I don't want that. I don't want that. I'm done. Like she'll sit at the table for like 5 minutes. If she got some fruit, she might eat her fruit. And then after that, she leave. I'm done. Hands. I'm done. Look at the table. Hazel, go eat your food. What are you doing?
Did she
The
start
whole,
crying?
the whole fit, bro. A whole fit, man. A whole fit.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, man. I always I don't have kids obviously, but it's always interesting to me like, from a parent's perspective and I've been around kids and their
Hmm.
parents and just seeing like how like they decipher their code. Like there really is a code for kids language that I clearly don't get. You know what I'm saying? To me they just sound, yeah, you get that, you get with us, and I'm like, yo, I don't know what you're saying, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? You better point or, something. I don't know what you're talking about. So my interaction with kids is very minimal. If I hear like keywords, I'll be like, oh, okay, juice. And then, obviously no is no and yeah, yeah. But how has it been for you being able to really develop that chemistry with her to be able to pick up on things that she's telling you what she wants or just basic communication?
Right, right. In that instance, it was like, in that instance, first she said Hadley. It took me a while to understand what she was saying at first with Hadley. At first you might be a little confused, but once you either point to something that she was talking about, or if someone else picked it up before, oh no, she's saying this. Oh, okay, that's how it keeps it going. She also was saying my finger. Oh, so like, her shoulder. That was the first time she ever said shoulder. I'm not gonna hold y'all,
Oh,
to
for
my
real? Hey, we
knowledge.
make
Yeah. Right, bro. Like, person my knowledge. I'm like, oh, she hit your shoulder? Yeah, she hit my shoulder. She hit my finger. Oh, she hit your finger too. And like, when she also like is talking about something, she might talk with it with her hands or like kind of like show it with her body language, something like that. So that's how I also got the chemistry down a little bit.
okay,
Cause it was some part as well too. It was like, what you say, Hazel? Like, I'm still learning, I'm
for
still
sure,
learning.
for sure. So, I ask you this too, as a parent, what
Mhm.
is something that keeps you up, like that you are concerned about, or that you are fearful about of your child? What is something that essentially is like, man, like it keeps you up at night, or you ponder on it, like this is not what I want for my daughter, or something that I'm fearful of. What is that?
For me, of my daughter, I don't want my daughter to grow up with no father. That's my biggest thing. Um, I feel like my that's one, and the second one is letting the world shape her to whatever the world wants her to be. You can see the inspiration from it, cool, la la la. But there's certain things that we all disagree and agree with the world that we don't mess with, and that's cool. And that's probably what I want to let Hazel know what's right and what's what I believe from a parenting household, my own household, how I grew up, what's right and what's wrong. I'm not getting into the details on certain things, but that's how it is. But mainly, it's really growing up with no father. That's the main thing because I didn't grow up with a father. I did, but nigga skedaddle. but um, but yeah, that's one of my biggest things. Driving to work, no matter what I do, I want to make sure I'm safe because if something ever happens to me, we all seen it with friends, female friends and things like that, or just people watching, people mindsets, things, their behaviors completely start to change. So, and I definitely don't want to put that stress even on Tamia. So, yeah, yeah, man,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And a double answer to that question too is, what do you feel like you need to protect her from most?
People like me, bro.
People like you.
Nah, nah, not people like me. People that have the mind, fuck boys, bro. Plain and
Oh,
simple.
so you you
I'm not a
FB, bro.
nah, 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 so
That man just confessed, bro. Oh man,
so
hey, look, I just want to say for the public out there, for everybody that's watching this, you know, he just admitted to that. You know what I'm
nah, nah,
saying?
nah, nah, nah.
That is not what I subscribe to. I've always been a gentleman. I've always taken care of women in the best of ways. And, I've never ever done anything to earn that title. So I
Oh
just want that to be
wow.
stated. I'm the
Oh
gentleman of the
wow.
show, you know what I'm saying? But, clearly
Hey
he
look.
he, he got to protect himself from, well, his daughter from people like himself.
Hey, look. I can call that cap so
That's
fast,
crazy.
man. I call that
That's
cap so
crazy.
fast, man. Big
Mm,
cap, big cap.
mm.
This man, ooh, this man dirty, bro. Like, look, this man dirty, bro. Like,
What?
this man dirty, bro. And like,
What?
I can't share what he's done because that's not my story to share. But this man does dirty shit, bro. Like, this man, woo! I got it off the top,
Nah,
man.
man.
If y'all want to know what it
Ultimate
is,
gentleman.
man, comment, bro. Add your
Hey,
comments
man.
in the comments, bro, and I'll
Man,
let y'all know what
ultimate
it is next
gentleman,
episode.
man. Nah. Ultimate gentleman. But why do you feel like you need to, from the
Because
FBs, bro?
for the FBs, man, because man could be manipulative, man. You could, have some females. You could have a strong-minded female. You could still get turned. Your mind can be turned either from what you see or what you. Let me say this. Let me restart this real quick. We could be I can't even say the word now. Manipulative, yo. But it's what a female mindset is going into that stage with that guy, yo. If you have a strong, independent female, she know what she wants, bro. Her mindset ain't gonna be turned off. I mean, you'll be turned off by some fuckboy. But if you got some insecure girl, some shy girl, or whatever, they meet that first guy, or they see that guy that everybody like, she, the vulnerability of her is gonna come down. So she's gonna let this guy in, and that guy can just control her to whatever he wants her to do for him. And that's what I'm referring about. And that's the biggest thing I want to protect her from, fuckboy. And that's the thing. That is a fuckboy. I feel like,
Yeah. It's just funny you said people like yourself, man.
No, because we all had that stage, man. When shit, we all had that stage, man. So it's like, that I can find a Bible, bro. Please.
Hey
But
man. Hey man, I've been forgiven. You know what I'm saying? Look, but nah, man, I definitely feel that, man. As I stated before, I always tell you, bro, like I'm proud of you, man. Just like,
appreciate it.
stepping up and for real being a father in this day and age, man, and being a black man who we get the stigma of not being around for our kids. So to see
Mhm.
you doing it, man, and to see you at the forefront, you stepping up and doing what you're doing, bro. Like I'm extremely proud, man, for sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
But while we kind of on the topic of family, man, we had a little Oscar little shakeup, man, with the Will Smith family.
Yeah, yeah. We all know what the hell happened with that. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Keep
Yeah,
my wife's name.
yeah, man. So, Willie, Willie went on stage, man, and
Fresh
popped.
Prince.
Yeah, man, and man, yeah. So
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it, man. I was shocked. A lot of people say it was fake. If it's fake, if it's not fake, whatever. I ain't whatever. Either way, whatever. I think the sad part is, I had somebody ask me before, well, whose side are you gonna take, man? Are you like on Will? Do you think he was right for going on stage and slapping Chris Rock, or are you on Chris Rock's side of the story when he shouldn't have just got slapped, And honestly, how I feel about the whole thing is, it's never good when you see two black men in a situation where it's a physical altercation in the public eye.
yeah,
Um, they always like to say that we are animals and the aggressors and super aggressive and always want to fight and kill and do all of that. So it's never a good look for us if we out just in the public eye and we're causing physical harm or even if it's a slight physical altercation with one another. So regardless
yeah,
if it was real or fake or he should have did it or he shouldn't have did it, whatever perspective you have on it, I just don't feel like it was a good look for black people as a whole for us to be slapping another black person on stage. I think it could have been a lot worse because if Chris Rock would have reacted, then we would have had a brawl situation and a
Ooh, Lord.
breakup during live TV of a fight. So I will say this: I think it was aside from what my judgment would have told me to do during that moment. I have nothing but the utmost respect for Chris Rock to stand up there after getting slapped and still remain somewhat professional.
Yeah, he
That
owned it.
essentially saved his career and Will Smith's career because if it's one thing if it's just a slap, right? I think Will can come back from that. But if you have a full on fight, if it's punches being thrown and people got to come on
Yeah,
stage to break up something,
yeah,
then I don't think either one of them comes back from that. So the restraint that Chris Rock had to actually just let the slap ride and continue on with the Oscars the way that it was supposed to be, I think that shows tremendous restraint, and he get a round of applause in my book, even though I know that's probably not how I would have reacted.
yeah. No, I don't think no one will or would have. But my biggest thing from that whole situation um, was people coming from his, for his manhood, Will Smith. I felt like, was the slap justifiable? You could say it was. You say it wasn't. Chris Rock says, a GI Jane joke, GI Jane tweet joke. Of course, Jada Pickett's dealing with alopecia, hair loss. But at the same time, I feel like, like I said, no violence, but I feel like him slapping him more than, rather than him punching him was a better outcome. 'Cause like you said, somebody with a punch, let me ask you this question. Do you think a slap or a punch, which one seemed more violent?
Oh no. Either way, I'm think I'm a set off a lid. I'm seeing red because
I
to
mean,
me, a
I mean, that's a
slap.
fact.
I mean,
Disrespect.
a punch probably knocking somebody out. You know what I'm saying? But a slap is like extremely disrespectful.
Right. OD disrespect, bro. And that's
Yeah.
and I took it as that as well too. Like you slapped him, then after what he said, it was disrespect. That's why you slapped him. But I feel like if you would have punched him, it would have been more of a reaction. It would have been more of like, yo, like this is real serious. Cops would have came, people would have came out, security would have came out if he would have punched him. I felt like because the reaction would have been different from the audience. Since people didn't think it was a slap. I mean, what people thought it was a joke. They, with the slap, it was like, oh, wait, is this for real? Until Will started giving, started saying what he said. But yeah, man. But people was coming for his manhood, saying that he should just punched him if he went up there, man. But I was just like, the punch would have been more violent, man. So and he would have definitely got discredited on a lot of things going forward. So I'm glad he did just slap him, but at least it wasn't nothing after that. But of course, Denzel and Tyler Perry had to step in and
Not
Diddy.
Medea. Medea understood, but Tyler Perry wanted to neutralize him. But nah, man, it's just one of those things. But I will say this: when it comes to either the punch or the slap, at the end of the day, in the eyes of the law, um, it's still assault, right?
It's still assault. That's it. That's
So
it.
you can say one is more disrespectful than the other, one's affect more than the other, but at the end of the day, it's still assault.
Yeah.
I will say this on the topic, Chris Rock, man, dude, it's extremely sad because imagine if we in front of our peers, if we just in school, right, and I just slap you and you don't do nothing, right?
I mean, bro, that
That's
kind
the
of happened,
whole
bro.
right, right. But
That,
listen,
that, that kind of happened to me, though. You remember?
oh yeah, but that was
Right.
different. That was a female. That was a female. You can't really do
You're
nothing
right.
about that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But say that happens. Say I slap you in the middle of everybody and you don't do nothing, right? Well, now you got the pressure of what, 20 people, 20, 30 people? Like, oh,
Yeah.
dang, Vinny, you ain't gonna do nothing? Like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
This man got the whole world, bro, on social media, man.
The whole
So,
world.
during times like this, it's funny. Don't get me wrong. I definitely got my laughs off. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? Like, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to separate the real from the laughs.
Hmm.
And if Chris Rock were to do something like commit suicide, now we all want to do something like, oh man, he was serious, like, oh, that's sad, like all the teasing and stuff. But in the moment, we don't think about that, right?
No, we
But
don't.
this
We
man got
don't.
millions of people in his comment section teasing him, talking about him, and all of that.
Yep.
I couldn't have been like, he can't even show his face in public, bro. The next time he do that, it's gonna be like well, Chris Rock, how do you feel about the slap? What's wrong? Are you okay? Like,
So that kind of happened. So after the slap, he had a comedy tour, and of course before the slap, ticket sales were. But after the slap, he started selling out of arenas and all his shows and stuff like that. And that was he said he's still trying to come up to something, to say something about the slap. He still haven't really dealt with the whole situation yet.
yeah,
So I mean, 'cause that's a whole moment to take in, man. That's a whole moment.
yeah, man, yeah, yeah. But while we on the topic of family and then progressing, Ketanji Brown Jackson, um, from Miami, a Harvard graduate. She just got appointed
Yes.
to the Supreme Court, the first Black woman ever to do so. So shout out to her, man. It's always great to see Black people reach new points in history new positions, new titles, new opportunities, right? So it's
Yeah,
always a great thing to be able to experience that and see that for the first time.
yeah. Um, throughout her hearing, one thing I didn't like how the GOP senators were hammering her on some questions that a person of power really can't give you a straightforward answer on. Like one question was, "Can you give me a definition of the word woman, or can you describe a woman to me?" And that phrase, you can't say the right answer or the wrong answer because no matter what, people will view you differently, especially on a political stage like that. So shout outs to her staying strong, staying willing to fight the way through. I appreciate that from her, yo. Miss Jackson, woo, I am for real.
That's crazy.
But heck yeah, man. That's what's up, bro. First black
Yeah,
woman, bro.
yeah, for
Man.
sure, for sure. We'll talk about the. Did you watch the Grammys?
Yeah, I definitely watched the Grammys, man. Yeah,
So
I got made
you watched the whole thing?
yeah, I got made fun of because I watched the whole Grammy.
Whoa, who made fun of you, bro?
I like about 4 or 5 people, bro. You
Dang,
still
that's
watch the Grammys?
crazy.
I was waiting on some people to hop on the game. I'm not gonna hold you. So I'm like, okay, cool. Turn on the Grammys. I watched it for the beginning to the end. It was the whole show. It was entertaining. Good performances. I'm not gonna hold you. I did also discover some new music as well. But I also saw how political the Grammys were. I know they've always been political. Trust me, I know. But one thing that stood out to me when it came to the hip hop world, you had Nas perform. Cool, cool. That's a legend. But after that, the award that you present to the world was, I think, best hip hop performance, and it was the winner was Kendrick Lamar and Baby King, and he won his first Grammy. But I didn't like how that was the only award that was shown was given to the world on the on the Grammy
Via
stage.
television.
Right. Um, Tyler Creator won Best Rap Album. Kanye won a couple Grammys as well. Of course, we all knew Kanye was going to be a part of the show because of what he said about Trevor Noah. But and of course, he hosted the show too, so everything from him got cut. But I didn't like. I didn't like that. Yeah, I really didn't. I really didn't like that. Yeah, they really showed me how political the show is, man.
Yeah, so I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched from probably like the tail end, so the tail quarter of the show. I watched. Um, it was okay to me. It wasn't bad. Um, I the only thing that I was kind of bothered by, I didn't actually see what you were talking about, where they weren't actually awarded on television. But
Yeah.
the only thing I had an issue with was Sweetie getting nominated for new artist. And like Sweetie's been around since I want to say like 2018,
Yes.
well,
Yes.
probably like 2016.
2018. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't even know how that works. I feel like they need to do a better job with that, right? Because a couple years ago they did the same thing with Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, and they had
Yes.
been out for years.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, okay, so clearly someone at the Grammys doesn't have an ear or isn't paying attention to hip hop to really know these artists because these are some artists that should have been nominated years
Mixtapes.
ago.
Yeah.
Right. So, and,
Yeah.
and, I, and I understand if you have mixtapes, I get not being nominated for best new artist. But once
Right.
you drop an album, one album, your first album should put you up for new artists. And the
Yes.
fact that she's like 3 projects in should be like, all right, and continuously have dropped singles over and over. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, bro, what are we doing, man? Like, clearly she's not a new artist. And within that category, I would have loved to see Arlo Parks one. I know we haven't really went like super dive into R&B, but Arlo Parks is a nice up and coming artist that I really enjoy and really like listening to. And
See.
also, I like Tyler the Creator's album for best rap album, But
Yeah,
hey,
definitely.
man, I gotta go with me personally. I gotta go with King Disease too, and
And I
that's
feel you.
Nas.
I thought he was gonna win it because he performed. Because that's also how they do a lot of their winners and also performances as well. One thing
Right.
that, excuse me, one thing I also caught too, the award winners came out as soon as the show came on. I got a notification that said, "Here's all the Grammy winners right here," and they lined up to every single Grammy that was on TV. It was there.
Wow.
I was just like, "What?" And it was on the Breakfast Club. I'm not gonna hold you. It came out as soon as the show was about to come on at 8 o'clock, 7:57. I was on Facebook. All the Grammy nominee winners. I'm like, "Whoa, did I miss the Grammys?" That's what made me even turn on the Grammys as well too. But then no, it was just starting. I'm like, "How am I able to see all these winners?" It's like, come on now. Where's
Yeah.
the yeah? But I do want to give a shout out to smoking out the window. My people, Silk Sonic, yo. They took on Record of the Year. I want to say Song of the Year as well.
Yeah.
A clean sweep, bro. What they said on TV, I think like doing the whole Grammys show, Silk Sonic, they stole the show, man.
Yeah. I
They
would have
did.
liked to see her get our best R&B song, but that's just me.
But yeah, I feel you. Yeah,
But yeah, I ain't got no problem with Bruno and Anderson .Paak, man. I love them too. Uh, they are what they are, and they should be respected. But I think theirs plays a political piece into that as well. Um,
mm,
we talk about that they're very talented,
yeah,
but it's some people that get nominated for Grammys that are extremely talented that don't get that shine and recognition that they should. So, hey man, like Cole said, man, the streets don't give about the Grammys, and
no, they don't.
So I mean, it's cool the Grammys and all, but if you're a tremendous artist within our community, you're gonna get celebrated regardless.
You
So
are. Yes,
yeah,
sir. Sold out shows, all that, all that. Trust me, it's okay, man. We're even us. We are okay.
right.
We are okay.
So did you end up watching the Final Four? Well, the whole tournament
Of
in
course.
general.
Yeah, I watched the whole tournament. I say the whole tournament, great tournament, man. I'm not gonna hold you. The Final Four. We seen it was a lot of upsets real quick before the Final Four. Kentucky losing in the first round. Um, North Carolina beating top seeded team as well. They would, I think it was Oregon. I want to say they would. I think it was Oregon. They were
No, they beat
down.
Baylor. They beat
It was
Baylor.
Baylor. Boom, there it was. It
Yep.
was the number one
Yep.
seed. Yeah,
Yep.
they was blowing them out the water, and then they came back, but North Carolina
Yeah.
was able to hang on.
I think they were about
I
25 that game. And then
yes.
they came all the way back. Yeah. Yeah. North
Hey,
Carolina
you
in
see
them
how shit?
leads.
Hey, you see how shit work full circle, right? Real quick, fast forward to the championship game. They were up by 15, 16 point larger lead in the championship game and blew it. I laugh at people like y'all.
Hey man, that's hilarious. You know how long the tournament been around too, man, and for that to be like
The biggest comeback?
2020,
Come on.
yeah, man, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, man, like you said, I had so I was wrong in my pick. I had Gonzaga and Kansas making it to the championship
Ooh,
game, and I had Gonzaga beating Kansas, but I definitely picked Kansas. I thought they were going to be
wow.
a tough
Okay.
out in any um in this tournament. So I
Matchup?
got that pick
Yeah.
right, but everything else pretty much fell apart for me once Kentucky lost. I feel like that was pretty much everybody's bracket buster.
Yeah. And also
Yeah, Iowa.
St. Peter's. Back to
Yep,
St. Peter's, man. And also the
yep.
coach. What's the coach name again?
I can't remember
Um
his name. He just
coach
signed
name, he went to yes,
Seton
sir.
Hall. Yep. So well,
Yes,
Seton Hall.
sir.
Seton Hall. But
Hmm.
yeah, man, but they had a heck of a run, bro. Because I had Purdue playing North Carolina, and they, yeah, they
Yes.
did their thing, man.
Yeah.
They did their
Yes, sir.
thing.
Cinderella. I love Cinderella stories in the March Madness, man. That's one thing I always root for. And of course, Michigan. We made it to the Sweet 16 when we weren't supposed to make it to the tournament.
Yeah,
Come on
yeah.
now. I'd
I
take
was
that.
surprised by that. I was surprised by that. I definitely think we could have beat Villanova and made the Elite Eight. I think we would have eventually lost to Houston though, but All right, if you watch that game against Villanova, bro, we shot so bad. It's just one of those things where you just don't click on all
Don't
cylinders one game, and
yeah.
then in the tournament it costs you. But we only lost to them by uh
8?
8, yeah, 8
Yeah,
points.
yeah,
So and we played terrible. So I really think we could have capped out at the Elite 8. Maybe we
yeah.
could have beat Houston. We beat him a couple years ago, but
Why
we
not?
definitely wouldn't have been able to beat
Kansas.
Kansas.
No,
Nah.
no.
Yeah, I knew that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good tournament, man. It was eventful, full of storylines, um, full of buzz. Iowa was another disappointment.
Yeah.
Auburn was a disappointment. A 2 seed losing to Miami.
How you feel about Duke and that whole situation? Do you feel like Duke had a successful year? I mean, obviously not winning the chip, but like Coach Clay last season, how you feel about his last season? Was it a good year to ride
Um,
out on?
Maybe. I mean, I think Coach K has an illustrious career, but to lose to Carolina twice, man, that's tough, bro. That's tough in this last year.
The last home game and your last Final Four game. That's
Got
tough,
blew out in
man.
both.
Now the
Well,
second
the
game,
second game, the Final Four, it wasn't a blowout,
free throws.
and there was some questionable calls as well. I
Yeah,
know one
yeah.
should have been an and one to probably tie the game up, but that's tough, man. It really
You
is
gotta knock
tough.
your free throws down, man. Person, that's me. I feel like you gotta knock your free throws down.
Yeah, yeah.
But in the championship game, like we already alluded to, North Carolina lost. But one thing I wanted to speak on that about that game: three players, Love, Adcock, and Brady, the white boy that can shoot.
Hmm.
They all slipped in the same spot. Ironically, it's weird. It all happened in the second half at that too. But of course, Badcock, his ankle went into the freaking floor, and I'm surprised that's not a bigger storyline heading out of the NCAA tournament. Because that should never have happened playing in an NFL stadium. That's what you want to avoid for that hard work for keeping in like that. Because next possession down the court, they went straight to the big man and they scored on Brady. Like I wasn't rooting for Carolina. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm glad they blew that lead and they lost because I got a lot of Carolina fans around me. But they scored, but Badcock was out the game, and that would have been a different possession coming down the court having Badcock on the floor. I just want to see good product on the floor. That's all I want to see.
For
But
sure,
come on now, come on
for
NCAA,
sure.
they gotta do better than that.
Yeah, yeah, and
But I
and
think they,
especially when you're
I think
dealing
they
with
dug it
the
under, they put it underneath the rug, bro. That's why it's not a
yeah,
big storyline, bro.
yeah, but especially when you come to player safety, and these aren't professionals either. So
Exactly.
an injury can derail the opportunity for one of these kids to get the chance to play in the professional. So yeah, you hate to see that. But yeah, man, it was a great tournament. Good.
Yeah.
What a way to end it, man. Somebody coming back from 15 down and winning a
Yes.
national championship.
Fourth
I
ring for
also
Kansas.
I also want to talk about women's basketball too, man. Did you
Yes.
watch any of the women's basketball tournament?
Yes, I
Yeah.
did, man.
It was a
Yes.
good tournament too. South Carolina going out on top
Hmm.
against UConn, man, and Gino Ariema had never lost a game for the national
Never,
championship to up to that point.
never.
So seeing him actually lose a game to Don Staley, I mean, yeah, yeah,
I
it
was
was
rooting
it
for.
was great
I'm
to
not gonna
see.
hold you. I was rooting for UConn just because, like,
For real,
I grew up rooting for Gino, bro, and
really,
NCAA tournaments and also the women's national team. I'm rooting for him, bro. He's a great coach.
yeah,
I
he
thought he
is.
was, and having one of the best. You had the women's Naismith um finalist last year. Coming back this season in Paige. So I'm
Yeah,
thinking they go take it, but that power four or center they got on South
Aaliyah
Carolina.
Boston, bro.
Oh
Yeah,
my
she a beast,
god.
man. Aaliyah Boston a beast. Zaya Cook a
Oh
beast
man.
too.
Yes.
Yeah. Destiny
Man.
Henderson ended that game, I think, with a career high 27 points. She dropped off, bro.
Sheesh.
She dropped off. So,
Sheesh.
hey, man, this is a testament to say, look, man, the tournament ain't just for men's. They put out a great product in the women's game as well.
Yes.
They're close game, intense games. So, it was really great to see the tournament. I'm definitely look forward to it next year as well.
And shout out to NC State too. Y'all had a hell of a run since I'm in the
Oh yeah, for
Carolinas.
sure.
Shout out to NC State, man. Y'all did y'all thing, y'all. Final
Yeah, that was
four.
their first one in
Yes,
scholastic history, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So
Shout out to them.
definitely,
Yeah, but while we still on the topic of sports, man, two coaches just came out today and
um,
joined.
two more.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
they joined our guy Brian Flores in the lawsuit against the NFL and the diversity.
And your
Steve
team, right?
No. Steve Wilkes and Ray Horton. Steve Wilkes was a Cardinals coach in I believe the 2018 season
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah,
2018 season, and he went 3-13. I think this was the year before they got Kyler
Kyler
Murray,
Murray. Yeah.
and his claim is that Cliff Kingsbury, the current head coach for the Cardinals, came in and received much better treatment and had no NFL experience.
Mhm.
I don't really know about that one.
Yeah, he
You
has
go
zero
three and
experience.
13.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
You go 3-13. I don't know about that, G. But
yeah,
you know, there is credibility in that, right? Because we all know of times, or we can attest to times where we've been in a position and we've seen somebody come in and get like essentially the hero syndrome, like the savior. And we all know that when people up top are making decisions and they
hmm
pick and choose people, and they relate to them more, then the optics are different. You know, you're
yeah,
seen as the favorite. And even it doesn't even have to be in something as that important. If you have a good relationship with your boss, right? A really good relationship and you just get a promotion, others can look at that and be like, oh, well, he's getting preferential treatment. He's the
exactly.
favorite, when in reality, you know, it's
Hmm.
just they relate to you more. So
Yeah,
you know, there's credibility in that as well. And the optics could be that, you know, the owners of the NFL saw Cliff and there was somebody, hey, let's go play golf, you know, and do all of these things. They related to him more and it
but
could be
I would.
perceived.
I could, but here's a counter to that. You also did have a number one draft pick as well on your team, and Rosen, Josh
Josh
Rosen.
Rosen. Yep.
You had that draft pick, so it's like it's and it's not a because you had some pieces in place that I feel like an opportunity when given, it was there. Now the team around you, you still had Larry Fitz, you still had some pieces, you still had a good defense, Patrick Patterson, um, Baker, Buda Baker. You had some pieces on that defense as well, but for y'all to go 33-13, it's not. It's how much can you really say about your
Yeah.
win?
Yeah. I think the bigger claim is for the coaches that are actually winning and still getting
Yes,
fired. Like your Jim Caldwell should definitely be in this conversation. A
yes,
guy with the Detroit Lions who had winning seasons and performed well as a coach with what he was given and still
yes.
was fired. And then his replacement did absolutely nothing and was able to keep his job for what, 3 years? Was it 3 years he was
3
at
years.
Matt Patricia? Yeah.
Yes, 3 years. And I'll tell y'all this real quick. The amount of wins Matt Trisha put out was the same in 3 years, was the same amount of wins. Oh no. It was like a third of wins that actually Jim Caldwell had in his tenure. I think Jim Caldwell probably had like 20 wins or something like that. Pat Patricia only had like 10. Yeah.
Crazy, man. And then the other coach, Ray Horton, um, he was doing an interview with the Tennessee Titans. He was a assistant, and
Hmm.
he was going up for a head coaching job, and he was pretty much alleging the same thing that Brian Flores was, that the interview was essentially rigged, and they just did it to fulfill the Rooney Rule. I think there's a lot more credibility in that one. Like I think this was around the time that they hired Mike Vrabel as well. So obviously it's not
Yeah.
as big because for Brian Flores, he actually got a text message saying congratulations, and from the wrong person, well, to the wrong person. saying that, hey, we got the job, and he didn't even interview for the job yet. So
Exactly.
yeah. So I could definitely Ray Horton's story, man, is it's sad to see when you feel like you going into an interview and not even given a fair
Yes.
chance
Yes.
to even display your abilities, or even have the opportunity to bomb or pass an interview.
Because my mindset is already interviewing you. You're just, yeah, I'm just checking the box off. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm gonna eat lunch around like 12 o'clock. Okay, I got like 30
Right.
minutes.
Right, which is mad
Disrespect, man.
disrespectful. Mad
Disrespectful.
disrespectful. But yeah, man, to kind of jump off of the sports thing, Elon Musk today
Yes,
bought
sir.
9% of Twitter.
It happened I want to say early this week.
Oh, it was
I want
earlier
to say
this
on
week.
Monday. Yeah, I want to say on Monday. Yep.
Okay. I got a notification today about it. Dude, so apparently Elon Musk didn't like the terms and conditions for
No,
Twitter, and didn't like
no.
some of their policies, and felt like they were against freedom of speech.
Yes.
And yeah, this
I want
man
to
went
say
and bought.
he was kicked off as well. He was kicked off of Twitter for a little
Yeah,
time
and
frame. Yeah.
probably suspended for the Bitcoin and stocks and all of that he was. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they gave him warning. So hey man, I aspire to be like Elon Musk one day, to where somebody could say, hey, no, we're restricting you, and I'll be like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy your whole company, or
Yeah.
majority of shares in your company. So now I'm your boss. So
9%.
reinstate my Twitter, and I get to do whatever I want on here now.
Exactly.
That's the
A lot of
ultimate putting your dick on the table, people.
OD. OD, yeah. A lot of people saying they saying bring back Donald Trump Twitter account as well. And there's a thing out there for him as well too. That's funny,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, man. So shout out to Elon Musk, man. Elon is
Yes, sir.
always something that someone that I've kind of admired from afar, just the moves that he's made throughout his career.
People of the year. I mean,
Yeah.
a person of the year, I'm gonna say, but yeah, man. Elon Musk, Mr. Musk. We going
Yeah.
to outer space, or we flying in cars today? Which one we doing?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I bet you he could come out with a first flying car. I bet you, bro. Like the real. I mean, I know it's a prototype already out, but nah, it's gonna be under tested, bro. I promise you, man.
Yeah, we can't handle flying cars. I'm almost getting ridden off the road, and we just don't submit. So nigga, y'all can ride in flying cars. I'm not. I'll be right on the ground, watching y'all run each other out the air.
Oh,
Hey, can you
there's a
imagine that? Niggas start switching lanes in the air. Now you gotta worry about just plummeting down to earth as opposed to just running into a tree. Nah,
hey,
bro.
look,
I'm gonna
hey,
stay
hey, it
right
is,
here on
bro.
the ground.
It is, bro. It's a bird. No, it's a plane. No, oh, no, it's a fallen car. I think it hit another
Yeah, man.
car.
Most of
That's
you,
what happened.
most people don't even like flying, bro. So you get them out off that the ground.
And you got to land
He's
that
about
thing
to be
like,
driving like nervous,
hey, bro,
man. Nah,
hey,
bro.
bro, hey, hey, bro, let that window down, bro. That wind gonna be crazy.
Right,
It's gonna be
right,
crazy.
right, right. And people gonna be more at risk for lightning. Nah, bro. We cool. I stay on the ground, dog. I stay on the ground. But yeah, man, this concludes
Oh
episode
man,
19 of the Triple Crown podcast, man. We next episode is episode 20, man. It'll be 20
yes,
episodes we've been in. It's been a heck of a journey thus far. We kind of getting a feel out for it, making strides in the right direction. Really appreciating this time. We will have a basketball special coming soon, wrapping up the NBA season.
yes,
Something
we
to keep
will.
an eye out for. But yeah, man, it's Triple Crown Podcast. Once again, we want to thank all the healthcare workers, all the school teachers, man. They super underappreciated. All the people out there making a way out of no way. The economy's getting more expensive by the day, and cost of living is getting higher and higher. So the amount of the grind that people are on now, just to make a way and to make it through there every day, man. Keep pushing. Success is right there around the corner for you. And yeah, we are the Triple Crown Podcast, and we are out.